What is up, Tube, and welcome back to another tutorial by Big L's Barber channel. Remember guys, we are here as a great resource for barbers, barber students, and barbershop owners. What I'm here for guys is to educate and motivate. All I'm doing here guys is just giving you my knowledge of my 18 years in this industry and my 3 generations of family backing to give my best to help you guys out as much as I can. I'm also going to take this time guys to invite you guys to please subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit that like button, also hit the little bell button so you get notifications every time we drop a new video. So what we're gonna do here on Dave is my son, and what we're gonna do with him is we're actually changing up his haircut for him, because normally he just gets a regular sideburns, squared off in the back, scissors on top, number 4 on the sides. That's usually his regular haircut, but today he's decided to go with a taper. So what we're doing here quickly now is we're starting off with a number 4. And number 4, we're just going off the sides of the head, the crown, what I call the crown. The crown, of course, if you guys have heard my videos before, is if there was a crown around his head, it'd be the section where the crown would be sitting. So that's what we're going off right here. We're just going with a number 4. And what I use this for is I just use this as a way of leveling my playing field so that I can see exactly where I'm going to start my haircut. In case there's a lot of bulk, I can even it out and get it all into a nice plain level feel. And as you see right there, I'm using my comb to lift up the hair on top because I don't really want to cut that. So what I'm just going up the sides of the crown right into the parietal ridge, but not going into the turn of the parietal ridge, if that makes sense. Remember guys, I encourage you guys to subscribe to our channel. We are dropping new content daily. Every single day I'm dropping content guys, videos, vlogs, product reviews, everything. So make sure you subscribe. We're a great resource for barbers, barber students, and barbershop owners. So right there I'm just kind of combing the hair guys, making it look nice, you know, just trying to set up myself up, making sure that his hair just sets properly. Okay, so now after that we did it with the number 4 first. So now we're gonna go with our detachable octane. It's an Ostra octane, and we're using our number 2 blade. So number 2 blade. So what we're doing here guys is we're gonna taper them out to a 0. Okay, we're doing a 0 taper. So we're gonna take the sideburns out and we're gonna take the sides up pretty tight. Like I said, Dave normally gets a number 4 on the sides, so he never really goes this short. It's been years since I've cut Dave's hair this short. Normally he just gets it boxed off, kind of like a, you know, like a regular haircut. But this time he decided to take that drastic change and go shorter. So we're gonna do a 0. We're gonna 0 his sideburns out and 0 the back out. So what we're using is a number 2 detachable octane. Guys, if you guys don't have an octane yet, I encourage you guys to make that jump. The octane is a beast from a machine, a beast of a machine. I'm totally satisfied. If you guys haven't seen my review on the octane, feel free to go to my list of videos, and there's a list, there's an octane review on there. Remember guys, as always, any machines that I use in this video other than the new trimmer, they're all listed in my description. So in case you guys want to purchase any of these machines, it helps out with the channel, helps out with you know, subsidizing the expenses of creating this channel. So as you guys see right here guys, I'm using the new Babyliss Gold Skeletonized FX. That's what it's called, the Skeleton FX guys. This is a new machine that I picked up at CT Barber Expo. It's not even out to the public yet, but this machine is a beast. If you guys haven't seen my review, go check out my review on this machine. This machine is pre-ordering right now through AtlantaBarbers.com. You guys go to them, you guys can pre-order it, and they're going to be delivering them in July. But as you guys can see, it just takes it out nice. So what I'm doing right there is I basically took off the sideburn, and I'm just, if you guys can notice right here, I'm just taking it off directly to where the ear starts bending over, and just taking it all nice and smooth, going around the ear, and then that nice line on the nape of the hair, nape of the neck, I'm sorry. This machine is a beast, guys. If you guys haven't had a chance to see any of the reviews on it, I encourage you guys check it out. It is definitely a game changer. So right there, I took off the sideburns on both sides. Then I came down and made that straight line on the side of the nape. So now back here, we're going to create our third guideline. This is where we're going to taper up from. So normally on a haircut for Dave here, this would be pretty much all I do. I would just basically box it off. But since Dave is changing it up this time, we are going to taper it out. So we're getting it nice and clean right there. Everything has to be taken down below that guideline right there. And from that guideline up is where we're going to taper out. So remember, we started with the number 4 around the crown and around the parietal ridge. So once we went with the number 4, then we went with the number 2 and we created another guideline. It's kind of hard to tell right here where the guideline is, but you can kind of see where the hair darkens up, and that's where that number 2 guideline is. So we're moving along quickly right here. What we're gonna do right here is just taking off some of that bulk again, and we're gonna start off with this sideburn right here. And as always, what I'll do is I'll take off one sideburn first and blend it up, fade it up, or should I say taper it up, because it's a taper. But as you guys know, a taper is a fade. A fade is a taper. A fade goes all the way around the head. A taper is only on the sideburn. So right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start blending out that side right there. And what I'm using right here is I'm using my steel tooth comb, using my Wahl 5-star detachable, not detachable, cordless. And I'm just lifting up the hair and basically taking off whatever sticks out. Now, if I wanted to, I could have probably done steps right here. I could have gone, I did the 4 on the side, so I could have went with a 4, 3, 2, 1, and brought it all the way down to the 2. But for me, the easiest way of doing it is just to use a clipper over comb. And guys, if you guys aren't game on these steel tooth combs right here, it's just an awesome comb. It's just the right size. The blade just glides on it perfectly. It just feels like it's the right type of clipper over comb for me. I really like it. If you guys are interested, again, there's a description in my there's a link in my description for you can order yourself one. So remember, we went with a number 2 detachable blade, which is a number 2 metal, and now we're gonna go with our number 1 lever open, which is a 1.5, and just went right up the side right there. What I noticed is there was a lot of bulk there, so I just went back real quick and just cleaned it up with a number 2 real quick again. So now again, I'm gonna put on my number 1 lever open, and I'm just going to try to create a guideline. Not really creating a guideline, because the number 1 goes right into the number 2. So once I did that, I took off the clip, lever open, and I'm going to create another guideline. That's a half guideline. Once I go up, I'm going to lower my lever and go back up to the same spot again. And basically, I'm just fading up to that guideline right there. Now that little guideline that you see right there, that I'm just going to take out with my half clip. Because the guideline that you create with a half, you take out with a half clip. Half clip, lever open, and I'm just going to slide it across. Once I slide it across, I'm going to lower my lever 1/4 way, and I'm just doing the same thing, kind of just fading it out. Working on that center shadow, blending that center shadow out. It's interesting I'm doing this video right now because, Dave, I'm actually cutting his hair right now. He's about to become my apprentice, so I've been explaining these steps a lot to him in the last couple of weeks, and he's picking it up. And I know when he sees this video, now that I'm explaining it his own haircut to him, will be kind of interesting. But right there, I'm just using the new scalatorized Babyliss and just cleaning up the bottom. As you can see, the taper's already done right there. Very simple, real quick, real easy, guys. There's nothing to this taper. So again, over here on this side, we're going to start off first by using our clipper over comb. And sorry for my bad camera work, guys. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera, but sometimes, I just get into that business right there. As you guys can see right here, I changed my comb. I went back to my carbon comb, and the reason why is because I just felt that there was a little bit more bulk there, and I didn't want to go in too deep in because the other comb is a little bit thinner. So you know, it's a variable in the thickness of the comb that I could get a better blend in. As you guys gain experience, you guys will notice that there's different combs for different situations. You know, and just keep an open mind. You know, use them all. Try them all until you find a favorite comb. That's how you find your favorite blend comb. Try them out until you find the one you want. So now once we got that done, remember we went with the number 2. Now we're going to go with the number 1 lever open again. And we're just basically just cleaning up the bottom line. Now I close my lever and I'm just going up to number 1. Now I'm going to take off my clip, lever open, which is a half, and I'm going to create a guideline right there, guys. Once I create that guideline, you see that I lower my lever quarter way, and I'm going back to the same spot. Now I'm halfway and going halfway up, and I'm staying below that original guideline. The original guideline I call the half guideline. Right now I'm just basically focusing on the bottom line. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to grab my half clip again, and that secondary guideline, I'm just going to go back and rake it again. Lever open first, then I lower my lever quarter way. It moves quick, guys. Another lower lever, another quarter way, and basically I'm just fading out that sideburn. For the longest time, Dave got sideburns, and I was always telling him, like, we should take this off, Dave. We should taper him up. He never would let me taper him up. But now that he's getting into the business himself, he's starting to realize that a taper is a more, it's a cleaner haircut, you know. And he started to see it, and he really liked it. So right here, now we're moving on to the back, guys. Remember, we did one side, the other side. Now we're gonna do the back side. Same thing. We're gonna go with a lever open, number 1 clip, which is a 1.5, and then we're gonna go up and create a guideline as you saw right there. Now I take off my clip with a half, and I'm just gonna create another guideline again. That's my half guideline. Lower my lever a quarter way, and I'm just gonna stay below that, guys. Sorry about this camera action right here. I know it's a little blurry, I think, but you guys can see what I'm doing. It's the same steps over and over, guys. We're staying below that first guideline. That guideline that I created right there, I created with a half. As I'm blending from the bottom up, I'm lowering my lever till I'm closed. Once I'm closed, then I'm focusing on the bottom line. See, now you see that secondary guideline. Now I'm going to go back with my half clip again. That secondary guideline, you always get out with a half clip. Remember that. It's an important step, guys. Once you create that half line, that half guideline, you take it out with a half clip. Lever open. And as you go across, you're just opening and closing your lever. See, I'm just doing one side at a time right there. I'm just trying to clean up that corner right there. Now, mind you, Dave's neck looks very, very white, and that's because he hasn't got much sun back there. When a person's never really gotten tapers too many times, and all of a sudden gets a taper, it'll look more white. But you know, all he needs is a little bit of sun, a little tan right there, and it's all gonna blend in perfectly, guys. Again, we're going with a half right there, staying below that half line. We got the half clip on there, and we're just basically just blending that secondary guide that we created with a half. As we go up and down, we're just gonna basically lower the lever until we're finally closed. Once we're closed, we're gonna focus on that corner right there. And guys, this is probably one of the most important parts of a taper. You can see the taper's already taking shape right here, but one of the most important, like I always tell people that I'm teaching here, is that you got to get those 2 lines on each side nice and straight. There I'm just working the machine, just trying to get a nice blend so that there's no line on the bottom. From there, you're gonna see me right now. I'm gonna pull out my trimmer, and this is the lines I'm talking about. Back in the day, this was called a two-line taper, and this is why, because this is one of the 2 lines right here, the one on that side and then one on the other side. But that line right there, guys, if you guys make that line nice and sharp, it'll make your taper pop. It'll make your taper pop. Trust me with that. Right there. See that line? I'm just creating it. There's a little bit of redness right there because, like I said, Dave's got that white neck. Plus, this trimmer is hitting right here. So, you know, on certain types of skin, sometimes it irritates it a little bit, maybe a little. But once I put some aftershave on him, he'll be fine. So right here, we're pretty much done with the taper now. What I'm gonna just do now right here is do a little bit of clipper over comb, a little bit of detail work, try to blend that side up a little bit better. And this is probably the hardest part of the haircut right here, is where you blend from the sides to the top, guys. This, you know, having apprentices and teaching so many people how to cut hair, this is the part that I notice that most people have problems with, and that's when the transition from the sides to the top. There's always that bulkiness, the darkness, where it just doesn't look proper, you know. But with, you know, proper training, keeping an open mind, and watching videos and going to shows, and you know, and never thinking that you've learned everything. Anything can be learned. Anything can be learned, guys. Anything. Trust me. This business is repetitious. Like right now that I'm teaching my son, I've been telling him this is a repetitious business. You're gonna do these steps over and over and over every single day, day in and day out. The only thing that keeps us sane is that every haircut is different, you know, and every haircut is a challenge to me. And every haircut you try to make better and better. So right here, I'm just working on the sides again, guys. Just trying to blend in the sides as best as I can. As you see, I'm using these clips right here. These clips are very, very handy, guys, because what I could do is I lift up the side of the hair, move it over. That way, when I come in with my clipper over comb, I can see exactly what I'm doing. And what I'm worried about right there, there's that little dark corner spot right there. And I'm just trying to get it blended in. Blend that side. Because of course, guys, when you hand the customer or your client the mirror, you know, the first thing he's gonna do is look into the mirror and look to each side. So the best bet for you as a barber is to stand in front of him and look at that same side. Look in that same direction where he's gonna be looking. That way you can see what he sees when he looks in the mirror. Because 9 out of 10 times, guys, I guarantee you that the client looks at his sides. Is my fade even? Is my sides even? You know what I mean? That's what they're gonna look at. A lot of times they don't even look at the blend, because, you know, I think a lot of customers, clients, they don't even know what a good blend is, or if not a good blend. They're looking for lines, they're looking for shadows, you know. So it's nice to get a nice even blend right here. So I'm just, you know, working my machine. We'll put my one clip on, just trying to blend it out as best as possible. Now I took off my clip. Now I'm with a half again, and just blending out that side. No lines, no shadows, guys. Just get it nice and tight, looking nice and clean. Again, back with a steel tooth comb. The different thicknesses are relevant, guys, and I'm telling you, this steel tooth comb is a game changer. You guys don't have one, I encourage you guys to get one. So on top, guys, what basically the sides are done now. So on top, what we're gonna do, Dave does kind of like a little pomp on top. He likes his hair full in the front, shorter towards the back, so that he gets kind of like a little pomp. Even though he's been having sideburns, he's always wore his hair like this. So basically what we're gonna do is just take off the split ends, not take too much off the top, and just shape it out, so that when I put some setter in it and put some pomade on it, it'll just lift and it'll look proper. And as always, when I cut the top, guys, if you guys haven't seen my videos, I'm not a scissor master, but I know the scissor work. I know how to get by. And I always part the hair into 4 different sections without parting it. I know I should do it for you guys, but me already knowing where I'm going here, what I do is I part the head in down the middle, and then there's 2 sections on one side and 2 sections on the other. And what I do is I start in the middle and I create my first guideline, and that's my second section right there. And I'm just going back now. As I go back, I take a little bit more. Now I'm going back on the other side. See, that's my, what I would call the first section on the second side of the head. Going back and just taking out the split ends, not really taking too much. Dave doesn't like to have his hair real short, so we keep it very full on top. Just taking off maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch the most, not too much. And as always, I go from front to back, and then I'm gonna step to the side, and I'm gonna go from side to side, and I crisscross my cuts. The reason why I crisscross my cuts is because when I come from front to back, I feel like I'm gonna be missing hair. So if I crisscross it, it'll allow me the guides to see where I missed the hair that I was from going from front to back, if that makes any sense. Guys, this is all repetitious, guys. Believe me, watch as many videos as you can. Try to educate yourself in scissor work. You know, like even me myself, I'm not perfect with scissors. I know I chomp, I don't really cut. And there's different ways of holding the scissors, but you know, ultimately it's satisfying your customer and doing the best work that you can to get them out of your chair and get them to come back. Even more important. So right here, we're just basically just setting it. It already looks good. It's all laying down nice. Not too much bulk on the sides. Again, you know, everything matters in this haircut. So you always gotta, as you can see right there, like on the right side, there's a lot more bulk on that corner right there, and I can see it already because I'm already looking at it. But what I'm applying right here is I'm applying some Maverick, which is made by Paul Mitchell. It's a new line of hair setter that I purchased at CT Barber Expo, and the hair setters really works really good. You apply it, you grab your roller brush, and basically you're just gonna dry your hair. And what I do is I just dry it. Roll my brush. See how I'm rolling it right there? Roll my brush, and it creates volume in the front, creates lift. See how I'm lifting it up? Just lifting it up and pushing it back. If you're a barber, guys, and you're not using your hair dryer to style hair, guys, you guys are leaving a skill on the table. You know, there was a time when I didn't even use my blow dryer to dry hair. I would just add gel and send them on their way, you know. But now lately, using pomades and bringing different products into the shop, and you know, expanding my horizons, expanding my, you know, I'm educating myself on different products, and there's a lot of great products out there, guys. You can upsell more, make more money. You know, it's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about making money and getting as much as you can out of that customer, so that he, you know, but at the same time satisfy him so that he returns. It's not about just making all kinds of money and burning them and never having him come back. No, it's giving him that experience that he's gonna want to come back. So right there, you see that I'm just blow drying his hair, lifting it up, and you can see the top's already filling in. It's already looking pretty tight right there, if I say so myself. Just kind of rolling it. See that? Rolling it. Remember, guys, pomade, especially if it's water soluble pomade, it works much better if the hair is dry. If the hair is not dry, if it's wet, water soluble pomade will just eat up. There'll be nothing there left at the end. So now that I did the top, cut the top, I set it for the pomade. Now I'm gonna come in and do my last final detail spot right here. And I'm just kind of taking it off, making sure. And I noticed there was a lot of bulk on that side right there. You see that? So what I did is I decided I'm gonna pull it back a little bit because I don't want to touch the top. The top looks good already. And once I pull that back side, now I can see there's like a little triangle of bulk right there. You see that? It really shows right there. So I decided to come back with my steel tooth comb and clean it all up. Right there, I'm using the Babyliss skeleton, lining up that line on the side right there. Now that I have them set this way, you can really tell that there's like a triangle of bulk right there that needs to be removed or leveled out. Like this is a position where I tell you guys that you guys need to stand right here and really look at the customer, the client, because this is the look he's gonna get when you hand him the mirror. and he looks through the mirror to look at his own haircut. And yes, you should be showing your mirror to your client. To me, I feel like if you're not showing the client the mirror, then you're not really sealing the deal. Because how are you gonna let him walk out without even showing him the mirror? How's he gonna give you that seal of approval if you don't show him what you've done? So right there, you can see I already took down that bulk on the side, but at the same time, you guys really can't tell, but there's like a little corner black spot from the video. That just corner was just really bothering me, and I was like, man, this is not coming up with the machine. It's not coming up with clipper over comb. I don't want to go in tighter right here. See, I'm still trying to get and going a little tighter. So what I did is I came back with my thinning shears, lift up the hair, and I just clicked it with my thinning shears to get that darkness out of there. And that, bam, that did it. Take off my clip, and there it is. My little pomp is done. Simple as that, guys. This haircut in real time, I'm showing it to you guys right now. It took me about 25 minutes. On my schedule, I give myself 30 minutes on most tapers, fades. So, I got to move quickly and can't really sit around. But what I'm using right here is I'm going to use some matte pomade. Again, using the Maverick by Pomade Chill. Pretty good stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring in the pomades yet, but as of right now, the new line of product is pretty badass. I think I really like it. So right there, I'm just applying the matte pomade over the top. You guys can see, not really flattening the hair down too much, because we create a lift. You don't want to take that lift out of there. So right now, what I do is what I'm doing is washing my hands right here, but I'm gonna come back with my comb and kind of lift up the front. See, I'm gonna lift it up and then bring it over, so that everything lays down nice. Just laying it all back, pushing it all back. My son's a handsome devil, isn't he? Yes, he is. So we're pretty much done with the haircut right here, guys. As you guys can see, at my shop, I encourage all my barbers, when they do tapers and regulars, to finish off every haircut with hot lather and straight razor, because it's just part of the barber business. You should always try to use your straight razor on a customer at least once during the haircut. That way they know they're at a barbershop. So what we're doing is I take off my neck strip, and I'm just getting them all ready right here, just cleaning them up, cleaning up his neck, put a towel on his neck, getting ready for some hot lather. You should always drape the back of the shirt when you're going to use hot lather on a client, because there's a chance that lather is going to drip down onto his shirt and stain his shirt. You don't want to do that. A lot of clients come during lunch, they come in their work clothes, and you don't want to stain them. It's just bad business for that. So just keep that in mind. Keep your cleanliness, keep your tools in order, know what you're doing here. As you can see, the taper right there is already taking form. I think it looks pretty legit. So now I'm just going to apply some lather. And again, any taper that I do, any taper, guys, unless it's on a little kid, I always finish it off with some hot lather. And if you guys don't know, it's because you guys never had some hot lather on your neck. Feels pretty nice and smooth, feels tight. Any gentleman, youngster, older gentleman is going to appreciate that. And the youngsters, you're just teaching them something about the tonsorial arch that a lot of barbers don't even practice anymore. The art of straight razor. We got to keep that alive, guys. The blade I'm using right here is I'm using my Artist Sports handle, using Feather Professional blades. Those are my favorite blades now. If you guys don't know about feathers, I encourage you guys to educate yourselves about them. They're the premium of all of blades. So this moves along pretty quickly. We're pretty much done here, guys. That's all there is to this haircut. Just kind of cleaning them up, finishing them off, make sure nice smooth neck, and that's all that it is to this haircut, guys. If you guys like our channel and you guys are liking our content, make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. Don't just show up and watch our videos. Make sure you click that subscribe button. I'm coming out with new content daily. I encourage you guys to subscribe. All right, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video. Grind on.